bad at this.
We're so bad.
We're so bad at
Oh, we're on now, though. Hey, we're happy. Everything's positive. Everything's cool. Welcome to the Link Up again. Good to see you, my friend. It's the middle of the week. It's been a rough.
Definitely been a middle of the week kind of day.
Been a rough getting to this point today. But we're here.
Yeah.
It's time to decompress.
I'll just drink this nice water. This nice strong water I got.
Yeah, it's very mine's not clear.
Well, that's because I spilled the first water.
It smells like water in here.
And I hit the MacBook. It seems like the MacBook's okay. I spilled the water on the MacBook.
Okay.
So we'll see if all the keys work on the MacBook, but I think it'll be okay. But it kind of put me in a foul mood a little bit. So anyways, it's kind of cloudy because I kind of just sopped up the water from the carpet and just kind of put it back in. That's the thing.
Yeah, no,
listen, man,
you gotta savor everything.
No, it's like it's part of the budget. I pay for the water every week.
Times are tough, dude.
I need to fucking sop it up, and we're doing it. We gotta make do with what we got in this economy.
I'm gonna be getting whiffs of water for the next 5 days or so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I smell water. It's holy water.
Oh, absolutely holy water from the 1800th chapel.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm good.
That is very good.
All right, well, welcome to the Link Up. I'm gonna try to perk up a little bit. We got this nice background going. We'll add new charms every week, and you guys can request charms as well, and I'll put them up there.
And it's spooky season too.
Ooh.
So don't be afraid to get a little spooky at it.
Yeah, spooky.
It's a nice touch.
We will be at Creepy Cheapy for sure one day.
Yes.
I don't know what the dates are this year, 25th and 26th.
Yes.
Yeah, I was 25th. 25th, it's looking like for me. I'm busy.
Same.
Yeah, cool.
Same.
Perfect. Link Up will be there on the 25th.
That's right.
Looking forward to that one. I do just want to touch on a couple things before we go into the week. Thank you guys for the support. We're doing really well. Like for as much effort as we put in, we're doing pretty good. Right now we got almost 600 followers on TikTok, and we have over 1,100 likes. So that's been awesome. And and we have several thousand views as well, somewhere around 15,000 or something. So
they like us.
1,100 likes. That's pretty damn good.
They
for
like
as many
us.
views as we got.
Must be your charming good looks.
It must be the good look. I think people like all the ones where we're making fun of you.
Well, the Sex on the Beach condom, that was a pretty good.
That was a pretty good.
I feel like the government's gonna pick that one up pretty soon.
Oh, 100%.
Somebody better pay me a check though. That's all I know.
Yeah, and we're gonna start up a crusade on TikTok. Like we came up with this first, and then that'll actually help our views as well when we start this big thing against the government, who I guess makes condoms now.
Sex on the Beach condoms.
The government will make those.
Remember it's the Jordan science. It's the Sex on the Beach condom that does everything a condom usually does except let sand in it.
Yeah,
so you can have sex on the beach.
Period.
It's great.
And on the period doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, government, we know you watching, and that's okay, dude. Take the money. Take the money. We'll start a new TikTok trend because people, dislike the government.
They'll get into a real studio.
This is a real studio.
Studio dining room.
That's why the audio is so great on our podcast, guys, because the studio is so professional.
Great studio.
And it's not just an open wall behind us. So don't worry about that.
This water's making me sweat.
Oh my gosh. It is not. Oh, the fan's not on, which is a good thing because I will drive me crazy. But look at us. We upgraded the quality of the picture here, and you can really see what we look like. So apologies about that. The best part about podcasting with glasses is, I'll never get my retina scanned from the internet because you can't really see them because there'll always be some kind of light in my glasses.
That's true.
That is true.
I never thought of that. I'm fucked.
You're fucked. You're on so many podcasts. You were wrecked. Your retinas are scanned. Your voice is scanned. I would easily be
good. What? Good, government. Come and take over my identity. You know what? Take my bills too. Take all of it.
Take all of it or double it and give it to the next person.
Seriously, clear my shit. If you could clear my name, I'd change my name. Clear it all. I would. If you could just clear me of my debt forever, or just let me start over at my solid age of 30
something. Here's a good question, because some guys, some guys really like stick to their name. Like, I need my name. Like, this is my legacy. Jordan's like, you don't feel that type of way. If the government literally said, we'll clear you if you're dead and put you in a new crib, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Give me a new name.
If I ever disappear like that, I'm either dead or the government gave me all new shit. And
For
I'm just
sure.
gone. I'm not contacting anybody. Sorry, but I'm gone. I don't give a fuck. Give me a new crib. Give me fresh Class A credit that I can fuck up again. And then I'm out of here.
You ain't got no hope for yourself, brother.
I don't. I've been around the block, and I'll tell you what, it's not pretty.
Around this block is not pretty. There's blood stains all over the sidewalk.
Definitely not pretty on my block right now.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, we got a little dark here. Let's talk about the positives. Anything positive happened to you this week coming into today? What did I see on Friday? Friday was fun.
Friday, yeah, we shot another podcast on Friday. That episode's out today, where we resurrected.
Right now.
We resurrected Edwin. It is out right now, episode 4, Edwin's Resurrection.
It's alive.
It's a lot of fun. So if you skip that one, don't. Maybe skip the last 5-ish minutes, because we talk about the UFC card, and we were wrong about every single thing that happened. So yeah, maybe skip the last 5 minutes, guys. But I would appreciate if you checked out that last one.
That was fun with Edwin, dude.
Oh yeah, it was nice.
It was fun. And then we went out and had some drinks, and you guys got schooled into oblivion on fucking how to love yourself.
So yeah, we went out. Me and Edwin actually went out to Gridiron, a bar that DJ J-Bone was at, and we had a few little Hennessy's. And somebody from the New Orleans, an OG type, he actually had his ear all taped up like he was Trump, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I didn't ask.
I remember that now.
I wasn't ready to ask. So we had an OG come up to us, and I appreciate that, because I get it. You know, he comes up and talks to us, and he wanted to tell us about how he came to Pontiac and what's wrong with us around here. And he told me that we're not accepting of love in Pontiac, and that we're just too worried about our image. Yeah, so it was really
true. This is very true.
Yeah, he had some good points. One thing that really stuck with me was he was saying, you know, don't shape yourself to be with a woman or a partner at all. You need to shape yourself to be the person that you love and somebody that you're proud of being, and then it'll come to you. And I really was like, damn, this dude speaking some real shit at the bar. You know, usually someone just comes up to you and asks you who you're voting for.
Pretty much.
So it was really nice. He said that basically, like, women want, what he called it was someone sassy. Women want someone sassy nowadays. I really feel like he was just showing emotion.
What do you mean by that?
That's kind of how I felt. Like, he just meant like women want you to show your emotions and stuff, but he was saying it as women want you to be sassy, but then when you be sassy, they go, oh, this motherfucker's sassy. Which is
sounds like a woman.
Yeah, it's real shit though, because you know, not every woman, obviously, but you know, if you're uncomfortable with yourself and the person you're dating is uncomfortable with themselves, it's really easy for them to throw something at you that you shared with them.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like we've all been in toxic relationships, and like we've all been there, and that as a man, like, that sucks so much. Like, that's the plight of a man in a toxic relationship, is just knowing that the woman like cannot wait to say the worst thing she possibly can say to you because you opened up. That's something
that's already tough to do. So
yeah,
it's like once you do it and it's thrown in your face.
And have you been there before?
Of course.
Yeah,
multiple times. And it sucks. And and ultimately that's why, as men, we close up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not trained that way. A lot of us, but majority of the time, you've been there.
Yeah.
And you don't want to feel shit like that again. So that's the thing. Maybe learn from that.
Maybe. I feel like we're kind of grown, and we're like trying to break the stigma and stuff like that, or at least knowing that it's a thing helps, no matter what. We're acknowledging that really does help. So yeah, I have been there. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be there again, but we'll see. For me personally, I've been there, but like now I try to work on myself as just being aware. Like, because before I would be that way, I'd get so like offended
you know, if somebody would call me out on my shit, let's say I open up, right, and then you use that against me later, I'm totally offended. But now I try to use that as like, okay, at least I was aware of the situation. At least I was aware that I could open up. Does that make sense?
Ooh,
you know
okay,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, because it takes a lot for me to get to that point to open up to anybody. But if I'm aware that that's where I'm at, I feel like that's me gaining ground and growing, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. You actually are taking something from the situation. Yeah, it does suck that the other party of that use that against you, but also, you know, a few months ago before that, maybe you couldn't have opened up.
Yeah.
And that was a growth for you. And you're like, well, you know, it might have not been right with that person, but it could be right with another person. So you can't be afraid to open up again.
I'm totally hard to deal with. I know this. I gotta suck to be in a relationship with.
Oh, you gotta be terrible. You're always busy.
I'm always busy. I'm completely closed off, and I have a lot of trouble showing my emotions, even when I like really feel it. You know what I mean? So if I'm aware of that, I feel like I'm at least gaining ground, at least.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'm not where I need to be, and I can accept that. But as long as I'm aware, I feel like I'm on the right track. If that makes sense.
I want to say that like anyone who's known you for a while definitely agrees with every single thing you just said. You were the quiet type, the closed off type, the type that didn't used to talk about that kind of thing. And now you are definitely opening up and things like that. And I think anyone definitely is proud of you if they've known you, and other people can like take from that.
Yeah.
I hope that they do take from that. Some of your friends that have been around, people who are listening to the podcast, I hope that they are taking that of it's possible. You don't have to be closed off for the rest of your life. And this probably has only been the last year or two for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Probably, I'd say probably 2 years, honestly. I mean, I got daughters, so like I think that helps too, you know what I mean?
I think something that happened, maybe I don't want to mention, maybe helped you open up a little bit. Yep. And something that we'll talk about another time.
You gotta be like that, especially for the children, man.
You gotta be like that.
The youth don't need to be how we are. That's for sure.
Right.
The next generation needs a full 180, and I don't want, especially my kids. Maybe that's selfish, but the whole world would say that the next generation needs to have a total different outlook on what we saw growing up, because I don't think it's fair to them to see the same shit. I guess generational curse. That's where I was going with that. Break that shit, because those don't need to be real. And if you can break that, do it.
No, you're completely right. The generation before us was so closed off, the men especially,
yes,
that, you know, it kind of passed down to us. I feel like the women in our lives when we were older, we're kind of like louder, and they really talk their shit, talk that talk. And I really appreciate that. That's why
they could fight, dude.
That's
they were fighters.
Let's be serious.
You know what I mean?
What is it about the women that raised us? Because it's the same vibe. I know some of the women who raised you. This is the same vibe. The women who raised us could scrap.
Yes.
And
they would. We still hear stories of this. Like, oh, I used to go to that bar. I beat this one bitch up there.
Absolutely.
Like, what? Mom, you're 55 now. Like, what?
I absolutely grew up hearing stories of my mom being the enforcer of the neighborhood, bro.
I don't know why. That was definitely a generational thing. I don't know why that is.
It's absolutely
the men would be closed off and partying in the kitchen.
Yep.
You know, drinking their beers, and the women would be fucking
fired up
and ready to scrap, dude. And come near the house.
It was amazing. Now I would say I was mostly raised by women. In my family, we're always really open about emotions and stuff like that. Not the men, obviously, but my family talked about what medications they were taking and why they took them, and like trying to explain to me what to look out for. And so that was always appreciated. And that's why, I mean, if people know me, you know, I am like emotional, and I'm also really, really open with my emotions too. So I will keep it real with you. Like, I'm sad today, or I feel manic today. I feel like I'm really fucking bouncing off the walls, or I will keep it real. Hey, I had a bad day because of this happened, and now I need to go skateboard. I keep it real, and I think that's from being raised by strong women.
Mm-hmm.
I really do feel that. I really do feel that.
What do you do like when you feel those different stages? Because this is still something I got to work on. Because I like to like if I get up too early, first of all. But if I'm like depressed in the day, I like to shut down and come home. I'll come home and just sleep on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll crawl in bed for a few hours. You know what I mean? Do you have something to like offset your moods, like your different moods?
Yeah, well, skateboarding's one of them for sure. Stretching, I like to stretch. I look for something. I look for like small wins, kind of like, oh, well, my shoulder doesn't hurt today. Oh, my back doesn't hurt today. What I will say is, you are more tired than me, though.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you deserve to. I know you're sad, and is what you're trying to say is like, you know, you're having a heavy day, but you do deserve to go on the couch and lay down.
Yeah, I feel like I do it way more than I need to do.
Do you
know what I mean?
feel that way?
Dude, it becomes like routine now.
Really?
Like, I got 3 hours until Lily gets out of school. No problem with a 2.5 hour nap. Why don't I fill that up with something? Why don't I go to the gym? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, mentally, I'm there, but when I walk in the door after work, it's just like.
Would you say you do that 3 times a week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, maybe just
I got to find something else. Right?
Yeah, one day or even one day, dude. I do. I'm trying to tell you, but you're trying to tell me, so it sounds funny. It's like, you're like, no, listen to me, dude. I come home and do this. Yeah. But, dude, it's not like that's the rest of your day.
Right.
How often is that the rest of your day?
Never.
And then you pick Lily up and you're like, figure it out. Figure dinner out. You're never like that.
It's still routine. Like, I pick her up.
Right.
And then
you're never going to miss it.
You got to figure out dinner. You got to figure out what she's got to do. Yeah. You got to let her do her thing. Let her be a kid for the day. And then it's usually like 8, 9 o'clock podcast time.
Yeah.
Or DJ time or whatever. And then, 11, 12 o'clock for me, back to bed. And then 4 hours later, back up again.
For me, from an outside perspective, obviously I want all my friends to be better mentally and physically for sure. So obviously throwing on a YouTube workout, do a 15-minute YouTube workout, something like that would be good. But you don't go home, lay down, and the day's over.
Yeah. Yeah,
you need to rest, bro.
I guess
it's not the end of the world.
Do you see what I mean, though? For me to like, I'm mentally there. Like, mentally, I don't want, because I know people that work with me that don't nap. They just go to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's normal. I'm like, you're not tired during the day? No, I'm fine until I need to go to bed. I can't get there.
I think for you could come home and maybe do your dishes. and that might fucking help. And that's some physical activity that maybe you can do. And then, you won't believe this, you will still have 2.5 hours for a nap. Because it'll probably only take 10.
What if I nap first and then do the dishes?
No, okay. It doesn't seem to be working out that way. And all your dishes are only cups.
I was about to say that.
I think we could do about 5 minutes of dishes and then a 2-hour nap.
We drink a lot of water around here. What can I say?
Yes, sir. Cheers to that. But that's just, now that I'm breaking down a more personalized schedule for you, bud.
I'm going to go on that. That's the new link up schedule.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on this.
I do want to say this. I don't feel a type of way about people who get a little nap in. Whatever. Jordan is a grinder. He's a real life hustler. I doubt, I hope we reach the audience that's a grinder like this, but I would say 90% of people who are going to listen to this are not awake as long as you are every day. Aren't putting in the 40 plus. You probably legitimately work around 60 hours a week.
For sure.
Like legit. Yeah. So
I still look great.
Let the boy have a nap. That's what you could do.
I'm 65 and I look beautiful.
Maybe that's what you could do. Well, maybe do a skincare routine and you come home. Because you do look good. You do look good, but maybe that's what you can do. Go home, do a fucking skin routine, and then take a nap.
This is funny. So this has to do with my
work
also.
Start smoking weed, fucking nerd.
I did, and it fucking threw me for a loop. I can never do it again.
Jordan's weed phase. I can't wait to talk about that.
Oh my God. We'll talk about it in a minute. So I got this guy at my work, though. I was talking to him about sleep schedule and stuff like that. He is 72, and every day on lunch, he does Tai Chi workouts.
Whoa.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, he's like balancing, just the works, the Tai Chi stuff. Man.
Yeah.
And he looks great for 72. And he's like, no sleep. He goes, I eat the same thing every day. And he's like, I feel the same every day. I don't get it.
Well, you do get it because it was very simple.
I mean,
it's very simple.
You
and
think that's? I'm not going to be like that at 72.
Well, if you don't make yourself like that at 72, yes, of course. The funniest thing is humans. We always try to justify our lifestyles, and we're like, "How can we feel good?" Yeah. You literally have to work out, and you have to eat right, and that's it.
I guess
cut down the sugar. That's literally it. And then every human, especially Americans, we always just want to be like, how do they do it? And it's like, it's the same shit, guys. You cut down on sugar and you just work out.
Maybe and stop using the Taco Bell app. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's be serious, though. Let's be serious. Can't do that. Just that guy definitely has the Taco Bell app, 100%.
Oh, for sure.
I used it today. But so for me, I've been on a weight loss journey. I haven't talked about it on the podcast yet, but I'm down over 30 pounds this year.
Nice.
I'm going to do another 10 to 15. So it's all good. But just for me, I just took my diet a tiny bit more serious. I just eat maybe a good meal once a day.
Really?
And that's all I've been really doing. Is I just been cutting down on my eating a little bit. And then I've been working out too.
All right. What about sugar?
Sugar, I try not to. I drink a lot of Propel. That's why I didn't bring whiskey today, because whiskey has a lot of sugar in it, and I got to stop drinking.
Holy water.
I've drank a lot this last week or so, not necessarily in quantity every day where I'm getting messed up, but I drink every day. I can have one or two. I'm not like some people who can't have one or two. I can have one or two.
Some people can't turn it off, dude, when they turn it on. That's dangerous.
I'm good, dude. So I just been working really hard, and then I noticed like a few days ago, I'm like, oh wait, I've drank every day these last 7 days, and I have only worked out once. So
get the clarity, like, oh wait a minute,
right? Yeah. So
I drink every day.
I have had a tough week, but so I deserve it. But I want to get back. I'm still doing my thing, so I can't be messing around too much. I'm not gonna eat again today. But yeah, I don't know where we brought this up, but for longevity and health, it's so funny how we trivialize it, but there's an obvious path.
You got to do different things than what you're doing, obviously, but
you got to make time.
I think it's just meant to, like, oh man, how do you get there?
I think
that's where it starts.
And you've never been a workout guy since I've known you ever. That's why I say just maybe do a 15-minute workout on YouTube, call it a day.
Break a sweat.
Yeah.
Like I am now because of this holy water.
I am breaking a sweat. I have this beanie on, this beanie seagull on, and I am a little hot, but that's okay. We don't have the fan going, so it's not annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah, maybe we need to turn the fan on.
No.
I'm fat and sweaty.
Well, maybe this will be your workout, you fat piece of shit.
Next week, I'm 20 pounds lighter. All I do is podcast without a fan, and it's fine.
Change your whole life. Change your entire life. Do we want to talk about what's on the wall a little bit? I see you looking.
So this is like one of my favorites of all time, even though I'm definitely afraid of snakes. He's definitely one of my favorite wrestling characters.
What's his name? What's his name?
Jake the Snake Roberts. If you don't know who Jake the Snake Roberts is, you just should go fuck yourself.
We do have audio listeners, so we do have to
that's true.
We do have to say.
I forgot about you, weirdos. Jake the Snake Roberts, one of the greatest of all times. Maybe not one of the greatest wrestlers ever, but definitely one of the greatest characters.
Really good wrestler, though.
Really good wrestler. Definitely the best DDT of all time that I've ever seen.
Sure.
And he between him and Rick Rude, I don't know who had the better 80s porn stash, but
it's hard to be rude.
We'll put that on the poll for the podcast.
Best 80s porn stash.
Only between them two, though.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm a fan of Jake the Snake as well. That's my birth father's favorite wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up knowing Jake the Snake, being a big fan of him. Something about Jake the Snake really resonated with, I think, what poor people.
Oh yeah,
poor people is what I'm getting at, and I think it's because of that. Because he didn't have the body, he was just a tall, wide guy.
Yeah,
and he just had something to say, and everyone feels like they have something to say.
I mean, he looks like a guy that you could walk into a bar in Pontiac and sit next to any day.
Yeah, you could easily steal that guy's truck any day of the week, period.
From TNT's on this one day with this one guy.
That's a callback. If you didn't see the last episode, I talked about how I stole a truck. No. And if you're listening to this without listening to that one, why do you hate Edwin?
Seriously.
What's your problem?
Wait a minute.
He's a nice guy.
Are you against the resurrection of Edwin?
Wow, you don't like resurrections?
And if you don't like resurrections of Edwin, that also means that you may not like Jason and me because we're his friends. And does that mean you're homophobic?
Whoa!
We go all the way back to episode 1
we looped all the way
and
around
blackmail
there.
you for being homophobic.
Period. Speaking
Also
of
a callback. Listen to the fucking shows.
Resurrection of Jake the Snake, that's also a documentary.
Right, wow.
Yeah.
You fell right into that.
Yeah,
Nice.
we really did. I'll talk a little bit about what I got going on here. Here's my Blue Chew referral code. If you want to scan that QR code, take a still picture real quick. Stay still, Jordan. All right. There you go. And zoom in there and take that. And you get $20 off if you.
It's worth it.
If you hit my code. Here you go. I got a little Subtronics perler here. Big EDM fan. We don't talk about it much, but I am a huge EDM fan. And then I got a little Pink Pony Club-esque charm here with the cowboy hat and the disco ball. My friend Star gave that to me for.
That's cool.
But it's for putting in your mirror, your rearview mirror.
Oh, right.
But you can't put a fucking disco ball in the rearview mirror, right? The light will catch it. And
then you're
hurt
fucked.
people
Then
or
you're really
me.
fucked.
Yeah, no, I can. It's already a sticky situation when I'm driving. We don't need more distractions.
Yeah, no,
I don't have my fucking.
hang
hats.
it from your
Cock.
Your that of course that's only on the weekends, but hang it from your interior light. That way it just looks like a party all the time in there.
There you go. Period. And it is always a party if you look below the deck. What kind of
That
what is that?
That is from the Fillmore Detroit. That is a coaster record. So
Ooh, it's a
behind
record
this
coaster.
lovely wall of love, there's plenty of vinyl records, and I like to collect them.
Beautiful.
And I just happened to get that from the Fillmore.
Not only does Jordan love to collect vinyls, but he also wants to sell his entire collection.
Yeah.
So please holler at him. He has so many
I don't
great
know what
classic
it is.
albums.
It's just like I love the idea.
We're gonna start anew.
I think that might be it.
I really
Honestly,
feel that from
I
you.
feel like
bro.
I might just start over.
I really feel that from you. I've never heard you say that type of thing ever. But these last month or so, you've been like, I just want to get rid. I want to purge.
I don't have anything to hunt for anymore. And that was more so the thrill of it was like finding music in store. Like, oh, look at this one. Remember this album? This was dope.
Right.
I don't have that urge to do that because I have like everything that I listen to.
Jordan has all the classics. Seriously, guys. He has such a
Everything,
good
dude.
record collection if you care about the classics.
Yeah, it's
The mainstream
ridiculous.
classics. Yeah, so Jordan's selling his stuff. Fantastic.
There's also this guy. Don't forget about this guy. It's spooky season.
Let's not
which
open that
means,
up. Or maybe we should open it.
Yeah, it opens.
Look at
Look
that.
There's knives to
From
stab
Halloween
people.
Kills, notoriously the worst
There's a-
one.
Yeah.
But
Actually.
I love.
Well, actually, I don't know.
I love this figure though. I
Halloween
really do.
Ends kind of sucked.
Yeah, Halloween Ends.
That was really bad. Do you have since it is spooky season, we can talk about that. Do you have a preferred like horror genre? I'm into corny horror movies. Like shit that like I'm into like obviously Halloween, but like the old Texas Chainsaw Massacres, the ones that like okay, that looks fake as fuck.
I recently watched Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand
Those are so
Corpses the other day.
Those are so
I've
good.
been watching more horror movies and stuff lately. I wouldn't say I have one specific genre that I like. No. I watch them. I pretty much watch them all, and I have respect for all of them.
Rob Zombie's the fucking man. I'll tell you that.
Good dude. I've seen the concert.
Dude,
the concert's so
yeah.
good. But Alice Cooper.
Oh,
if you
man.
have not seen Alice Cooper in
I got that
concert,
I should have put that poster up there.
you need
Better.
to see Alice Cooper. I'm serious, because not only is he dying soon, but he's a really, really good live. I'm just
What
kidding.
is with you and people dying?
I don't know why.
Every podcast we've
Oh
done,
my God.
we've talked about somebody dying in the future. We talked about people that's not even dead yet.
That's true. And you know what? I learned today to not live in the future. I learned that today on a podcast that I listened to.
Don't live in the future.
Don't live in the past.
Explain it.
Don't live in the past or the future. And let me explain that for you real quick. And I'm about to drop some shit on you because I learned this today. So think about this. You come up with things that upset you in your head. You're like, this could happen. This bad thing could happen. Oh my God, I could go to pick up Lily from school and they might be on lockdown because there's a crazy ass kid in there. And you're hyping yourself up in your head like, what's going to happen today? Well, the thing is, you're just making this bad shit up. So you have to harness that power and go, wait, I can just make good shit up instead. What am I doing telling myself I'm going to have a bad day later today when I could literally just say I'm going to have a good day instead, and then the good thing may happen, so it's like that kind of thing. It's like, don't dwell in the past, and also don't create a future that scares you. Create a future that you like, and then maybe it'll happen.
That's law of attraction, dude.
There it is.
That's
I've never been attractive, so I'm trying to learn stuff about this now.
No, that's good wisdom. If you don't know what the law of attraction is, there's a book out there. You should read it. I did read it. I think that's the only book I've ever read front to back. And it's definitely things like that. I think there's another name for it, but
I've been into guided meditation recently, and I've been really doing this one specific one recently that is basically, it's like a Shama vibe, type of thing, but basically it's going, whatever happened to you might be the right thing that happened. For example, like, let's say this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to reset this. I'm resetting the segment. Reset for the clip. Okay. So lame and gay. Faggot. So I'm doing guided meditation, and I'm stuck on this one right now that I really like, which is basically saying that not only you need to start thinking that everything happens for a reason, and it could happen for a good reason, even bad things. Let's say you were going to go to work that day, you popped a tire, you had a shitty morning, but what if you were going to walk in that bitch and have a bad meeting? What if you were going to walk in that bitch and got fired? What if you were going to go in there and get into a fight that day, or like you have a shitty day at work, but instead you just popped a tire and you're dealing with that.
And you missed all that.
And then the next day you go to work and you're like, God damn, you're so lucky you didn't come into work. Even though to you're like, no, bitch, I popped my tire this morning. That sucked.
Yeah, but you could have been here and seen that one dude get hit by a high-low.
Right. Yeah, no, a high-low fork stuck through his heart. And he was still alive for a little bit, so it was kind of like weird.
And then he was calling your name.
Yeah, he was like, "Where's Jordan?"
It could have been so much worse. I'm glad I popped my tire.
Anyway, that's guided meditation I'm doing, guys.
I like it. That's definitely clippable.
Yeah, that's my guided meditation segment for the week. So, you got to start thinking about things like that.
I agree.
Maybe this happened, but I missed something worse.
There's things I'm getting out of today's episode already. I'm going to start working out for 15 minutes. I'm already on the Jersey Shore train, so we're getting there on that.
We need to get you keep going.
No, I got to keep going. Maybe I'll work out during Jersey Shore.
Oh, that'd man. Nice. They work out there. They work out on the show.
GTL.
Boom, he knows it.
I know it, dude.
I think that maybe we'll have Leah on for our transformative Guido episode that we do. Yeah. I'm gonna throw Jordan a bunch of Jersey Shore YouTube compilations and say, study up, baby boy.
Binge watch.
Let's go.
Lose 20 pounds and watch this.
There's a lot of compilations on YouTube. I'll just put you on, bro. Yeah. And then we'll dress up. Could be a good Halloween episode.
Could be our creepy cheapy stuff. Well, no, it's not creepy enough.
No, it's not creepy. We could be
definitely cheapy.
He could be dead. Jersey Shore.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
This is the Link of Death podcast.
I'm so sorry.
We're gonna be doing this in our graves.
I've been around.
We should do an episode since it's Halloween soon. We'll do an episode from the graveyard. We'll just post up in the Pontiac graveyard, no big deal, and we'll just record some shit, and then we could talk all dead stuff you want.
Yeah, I would love that. We'll have my grandparents on. You asshole. They're buried. They're buried there, dude.
We're not gonna do that. I take that back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was funny.
We already resurrected Edwin. Let's try my mom next, I guess.
Oh,
you fucking jerk.
What a dick I am.
Jesus Christ.
My grandma.
Anyways. Let's go back to talking about being poor and
moving on.
Jesus
moving
Christ.
on. Holy.
Stick to that.
Oh, it's the holy water. It's the holy water.
Holy diver. Holy fucking grave digger. You jerk. Anyways. I was at work today and my coworkers were talking about, I don't have coworkers, I have employees.
You work for him.
That's right. Remember that. None of them watch this.
Better hope not.
Well, yeah, come on. No one's watching this shit. Just listen to your boss talk about giving head to dudes and stuff. No one wants to hear that shit. But they were talking about school. My employees were talking about their school, right? And they were saying, oh, well, we're going to get metal detectors in next year. And then how crazy is that? All this stuff, right? And I'm like, you don't have metal detectors?
So they don't have metal detectors already?
Right.
Yeah.
We had, at my school, we had the x-ray machine that you put your backpack through, and you had metal detectors, and someone wanted you. There was no getting away with nothing.
Yeah.
We did. But there was no getting away with anything unless you paid off a security guard.
I was just about to say the security guards usually would be the
Ooh.
ones to hook it up with certain things.
Certain things, that's for sure.
It was it was kind of like a jail.
Did you have a corrupt security guard or a hall monitor or anything at your school?
Two of them.
I also had a corrupt one. I have some stories about that.
Let's say his name was Jeff. But yeah, I seen Jeff one time take a bag of weed from a student and then take $20 from said student and give it back.
Oh, beautiful.
I've physically seen that myself. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ours was a little more, this is a bad one. And shout out to friend of the podcast, Corey, who is, a relative.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Corey. He died.
Just kidding.
No, he died a couple years ago. Let's be serious.
God.
Let's be honest with each other. He's dead. Once we had a hall monitor that had a really big vendetta against Corey and me and my group. And he would literally bully us. A school employee would literally bully us, and he would pay people to try to fight us.
What?
I'm serious.
Like other students?
Yeah, other students. And we had cameras and stuff. I don't know why he thought he was going to get away with this. So one day he cornered me, Corey, and our buddy Adam, and he was like, "What are you guys going to do?" And I was shaking. I was literally shaking. It was one of those things. I'm like, are we going to jump this guy like right now? Like, because it will ruin school for us. And I was already expelled my first year, so I don't want to get expelled again. And I'm just like, are we going to fucking jump this hall monitor right now? And then all of a sudden, this guy pulls up. He goes, "Okay, I'm a boxer. I'm going to fight you guys." He just literally snitches and goes, "This guy paid me to beat you guys up."
Wow.
And yeah. And then I think he kind of expected us to hoe out. But it was literally me, Corey, and Adam. Yeah. And we're like, okay, we'll just jump you, dude. Like, what are you talking about? So this hall monitor tried to make our lives hell for you.
So did you jump him?
So what actually ended up happening was the very next day, the hall monitor tried to fight Adam when the class was in session. So he thought he was going to get away with it. And a teacher came out and caught it.
Wow.
A teacher came out and caught it. So then the teacher stood up for Adam and not that other guy.
Good.
Yeah. So it was crazy. Yeah. It's like, why are you thought you were going to be able to bully three little white kids.
This isn't fucking Oakland County jail, fool.
Yeah. It was such a weird
it's
ass
even worse.
atmosphere.
It's the high school.
I'm so glad that I am not who I am now, because I wouldn't have graduated, because I would have slammed that guy on his head.
Yeah.
I would have just slammed him on his head.
That's uncalled for.
I was
it's crazy though that people get, like, how do you even go about getting a job doing that and you're a piece of shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
as an adult, it's so rare that I think about beating up children. It's not never. Yeah, it's not never. But it's so rare. And also, I wouldn't do it in a way to affect my job.
Right.
You know, you won't beat off kid.
Oh no. Edit that.
Beat up kids off the cock. No, Jordan, don't say that.
This is fucked up.
Sick of you, man.
Oh.
So anyways, we had metal detectors and x-ray machines in school. It was kind of crazy. I did get expelled my first year. We had three weeks left of school because we embarrassed the whole school, is what the principal said.
What did you do?
What we did was me, Adam again.
Adam. Why is Adam in all these ones?
Damn it.
Adam's the troublemaker.
He really was terrible. Me, Adam, and somebody else, we skipped school, and cops caught us, took us back to school, and they just so happened to be doing a tornado drill at school.
Oh,
so everybody was in the auditorium at the time, lined up against the lockers or whatever, and they brought us all in. The cops brought us all into the school, and somebody else was there from like the school district.
Oh. It was like an experiment.
So yeah, to just make sure we were doing the tornado drill right,
Ah.
and we get escorted in by the police, and we embarrassed the whole school, so we had to get expelled
Yeah,
for
but
the
you probably
last
got laid.
3 weeks. Yeah, that's me getting laid all the time in 9th grade. That was me.
Oh, you gotta watch out for this guy.
Yeah, watch out, because of my herpes.
Oh my
You
Lord.
need to chill out, dude. I'm sick of you.
You just
relax.
calm down.
Relax. So that was us getting expelled. But
Anyway,
I was able to come back and do my finals though.
oh,
Which
luckily for that.
Yeah, which I failed my Spanish, so I did Spanish for 3 years.
Damn.
Yeah, well, by the
You know,
third year, I knew
I know
Spanish, so
Spanish.
it's fine. And now I still can read Spanish very well. I actually just studied.
Can you
last
speak
weekend.
it fluently?
I won't say speak it fluently. I actually studied this last weekend because someone was like, "How do you say this in Spanish?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I forgot my nouns. I can speak conversationally, absolutely, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. But like actual words, like somebody goes, "How do you say bread in Spanish?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, I can take a phone call, which I take phone calls in Spanish every now and then because people don't always speak English where I work. So I do take phone calls. I do help customers in Spanish every now and then. But like little things like the nouns, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know how to say bread. Like I don't know how to say knife. Like when am I going to say knife other than because we're trying to cover that thing up. But and the guy was like, speak Spanish. So I don't know like how to get it perfectly. But I figured it out, so it's all good. Hopefully, the cops will watch this. So we're good on that now. 3 years of Spanish, and it's got me very far. Well, during the pandemic, also, everyone had a little thing they did during the pandemic. My thing was learn Spanish again.
Really?
Yeah, I learned Spanish again.
Wow. All I did was eat.
Yeah. Well, guess what? That was the driving force.
Yeah.
It was so that I could eat the best Mexican food, and I got into a group that was a Mexican speaking group of people selling food. And we would literally go into like grandma's houses and stuff like that to like get this food, like get some real menudo and stuff like that. Like that's what I did during the pandemic.
Way to use it to your advantage. I like it.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And then I actually was hanging out with some Spanish speaking people at the time and doing like Omegle and stuff too and talking to people in Spanish. So I actually do know a solid amount of Spanish for a random gay white guy.
Not random at all.
Yeah. I'd say I'm random.
Yeah.
You don't think I'm random?
I don't know. Well, maybe I'm just used to you by now.
Yeah.
That could be it. I guess if somebody else seen you out.
Right. Everyone's kind of random.
That's random. Yeah. No, you're right.
Unless they're not a staple in your life, then they're random. Are you okay?
I'm great. I'm just.
Are you mad at me talking the whole time?
No, I was still thinking about the school incident where the dude probably tried to have you jump. That was nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah. I'm glad it had an actual ending though.
Yeah.
Instead of us just getting jumped.
Yeah. It's too bad you could beat the fuck out of that guy.
Now I could though.
Yeah.
Back then,
I think if you seen him at like the grocery store, you'd corner him like.
If he knew me,
what are you gonna
if
do?
he brought it up,
yeah,
I would slam him on his fucking neck.
Oh, dude.
It's so much. It's so funny because like there's most people I feel like were like cool with fighting when they're younger, and like as I got older, I was cooler with fighting because I studied martial arts like when I got older instead. So now I'm just like, well, I would just dump you on your skull and then choke you out. It wouldn't be the end of the world. But when I was a young skinny boy, wasn't my first thought was to fight an adult.
Right.
That's scary.
I get it. That's crazy. I'd love to see that though. Like you just find the guy at the grocery store. He's just pushing his shopping cart. And he's, oh, Jason from high school, and you're like, bitch,
just beat his ass.
Just dump him.
Well, speaking of fighting in school, is there any special like? Are there any fights in school that you remember? Like not necessarily that you were in, but just any fights at all that were like a big deal in school for you?
We had a riot one time.
And you went to Northern?
No, I actually went to Plymouth-Salem. I didn't go to Pontiac High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was in the suburbs. But during the 9/11 stuff, there was a riot in our school.
During 9/11? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So when 9/11 happened.
So this is middle school?
No, I was in.
You were in high school during 9/11?
I was in 9th grade, yeah. I'm old. I was in 9th grade. So there was a riot at the bus loops because half the school got sent home, when this all happened, and half the school had to ride buses.
Right.
So the people that were riding the buses, they had to stay back. They wouldn't let them leave, right? Until the bus come. So people started fighting, and then it started being like a Indian versus white thing. Yeah. And it was like a lot of them. So
Yeah.
they were like, okay, we're going to fight you, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and it turned into like a big fight.
Wow.
It got very out of control. There was people throwing rocks. There was windows busted.
We going to rocks?
Yes, it was bad. It was very bad.
What'd you do?
Bad. I stood by the building. And at the time, I was like, wow, this is fucking funny. But now looking back at it, it's like, how fucked up. You know, when you look at the big picture there, super fucked up.
Right, but let's say you're probably more chill because growing up here, you were probably more chill than some of those people. That was like a defining moment for them, probably. Yeah. We also had a gang fight at my school that was getting so bad that on Thursday they sent out papers to everybody, and we're like, do not wear red on Friday. There will be a gang fight on Friday. Do not wear red. The school couldn't stop it. They were literally trying to warn us.
It was happening no matter what.
It was happening. Yeah, the school's trying to warn us.
Jeez.
So they said don't wear red on Friday, and it really did happen. So it was actually a gang fight between the Hmongs and the Blacks, and it was really crazy. It was really intense. And the thing is about Hmong people, if you don't know any, meet some because they're fucking awesome. Them motherfuckers, they can scrap, dude. Hmong people can scrap. In fact, Hmong people, I gotta be honest, I think they can do everything. I don't know anything that Hmong people can't do. They're incredible, and I really wish I had some Hmong friends because I missed that's the only part about high school.
That's crazy. So what, you get a notice in the mail?
They were passing out the papers that Thursday. Do not wear red on Friday.
Wow, dude. Okay, that's pretty crazy.
The Hmong people could scrap, so I think it was really funny to watch. It was a legitimate action movie.
Yeah,
it was so awesome. Big shout out to any Hmong people. What color were they wearing? I don't know. I wasn't in any of these. I was not in either gang. I was trying my hardest.
Don't wear red though.
Yeah, I don't know which side that was, but I would always, when I was skipped gym, go hang out with. When I say skip gym, I mean go to the gym class if there's a substitute or something, and just go to gym class 3 periods out of the day is what me and Corey would do.
Just hang out there.
And we'd hang out, and I would always like go hang out with the Hmong kids, and because they could do flips, and like we could do flips too.
You guys always did that.
We thought we were good at flipping until you hang out with the Hmong crew, and then they're like, "Oh, can you sit down and then jump onto your head and do a backflip off your head?" What? And then we were like, no, because that's insane.
From Indian style sitting?
Absolutely. So they actually taught us. Me, Corey, and Adam could all do that. Jump off of our head, do a backflip, and jump off our head doing front flips. Yeah, because they taught us that shit. Hmong people can do anything. Shout out to any of my Hmong fans. I miss you so much. I need some Hmong friends. Fuck.
That's crazy, man. I'm just trying to picture these things.
It was so sad.
I have like a world in my head right now of your high school, like
you should
and everything right now. I'm painting a whole picture in my head. Hopefully it's accurate.
My high school career was so fun. I had the classic. I was a white guy in a black school, so I had 1 year where I hung out with the goth kids. I wouldn't necessarily say they were goth. Now that I'm grown, they weren't goth. They were just white people who listened to, they listen to pop punk and stuff. Yeah. So I wouldn't say they were goth, but I had like 1 year with the goth kids. I had like 1 year with the people who played Yu-Gi-Oh! I had 1 year, hanging out with my friends doing flips. My 4th year, all of my friends got expelled the first week or two.
You had nobody.
Corey and Adam both got expelled, and Sam and everybody got expelled or left or whatever. Yeah. So then I had to make a mark on my own. But if you've been to school for 3 years already and you ain't got no motherfucking friends, bro, that's on you.
That's true.
My senior year was a lot of fun because it forced me to get out of my normal group that I had the year before.
That makes sense.
And I just mingled with everyone else that I've been going to school with for the last 3 years. And it was a great time. I did the video announcements. I did the camera for that.
Oh, nice.
It was a good time. Matthew was there.
You miss high school?
Do I miss high school? No.
I don't either.
No. My senior year was the best year, and that was like the year that my friends weren't, at home friends weren't there. I still I obviously still know these people, so it's not a big deal. I had a great year my last year, man. Got to just mingle and be myself. It was good. I didn't get to go to prom though because I was dating 2 people at the same time.
You couldn't. Yeah. Why did you all 3 go together?
No, because because they hated each other.
Yeah, that wasn't cool back then.
Well,
it wasn't a thing. It wasn't really
cool.
accepted.
No, I was
back then.
Such a bad person back then.
It's accepted now. I'm sure things have changed now.
Oh, if we wanted to, we could have.
Yeah.
100%, but one of them didn't go to my school.
Should have pulled that. What's that? Remember the Bill Bellamy movie, How to Be a Player? He's at the club and he's just dating 3 different chicks at the same club.
Yeah,
just
I would never do that.
You would never do something like that at Electricity.
Grew up on How to
Friday
Be a Player
night.
And Booty Call and stuff. Like, yeah, I would never know anything about that.
Anyway.
Anyways, we are almost done with this podcast. Do you have anything you want to say? I feel like I talked about
No. I just want to make it light before we go because we've been in some deep shit.
Oh my god.
We've been in some deep stuff this whole show. Let's get a little.
Why don't you lighten it up, bitch?
Let's light it up. Yay! He has risen again.
If any audio listeners, I turn the lights on.
Yeah, lights are on bright.
That's my physical joke. Watch the show.
No, so music, because I like music. What are you listening to right now? Like lately, what's your choice of music?
Ooh, so I went to an incredible concert.
That's what I want to bring up.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring that up.
I went to an incredible concert by myself because sometimes you need to do what you need to do, period.
We've talked about this.
And that's been a big thing for me. Don't wait for people. Do what you want to do, period. So I went to the first stop of the Sweat Tour with Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan, and it was incredible. If they're coming to your city and you're listening to this, if they're not coming to your city, just go to the closest one to you. I'm dead ass serious. It was a really special thing where it wasn't like opener plays, then headliner plays. Both co-liners played a long ass 2-hour set where it felt like you were at a music award performance for 2 hours straight.
Wow.
Ton of different sets, ton of different outfit changes. They had a camera on them the whole time, so you could either watch them on stage or watch the camera. The camera was shooting a movie, so they would move. They would go under the stage. There's a scene set up under the stage. Wow. The camera would follow them. They would do their little scene, do their little skit while the other thing's being set up. It was constant entertainment. It made you sweat. It's called the Sweat Tour. It is constant 2 hours of fucking badass, the fashion, the sets, the songs. Troye Sivan, I was not a huge fan of. I like everything I heard from him, but I never looked into it. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed looking into it at the show. He is incredibly sexy, and the show itself was sexy too. Like that was like a point of the show was to be sexy.
I think making it unique like that, when it's a unique experience. It's like, I know people are trying to do that because, like you said, award show style concerts are starting to become a thing. Yeah. Like you want it to be a good production instead of just going out on stage, doing your show, doing your songs, then you're out of here. Like Stained. You don't have to do that bullshit. But yeah, no, I get that. That's dope though. It
was a sold out Little Caesars Arena. I was on the floor. I had no idea what I was doing. Honestly, I could have probably walked straight up to the stage. Yeah. But I had no idea what I was doing down there. And once it started, it was like, boom. You heard that first note. I was upstairs. Yeah. I ran downstairs, ran straight up to the stage. And I could honestly touch these motherfuckers if I wanted to, bro. Cool. But I didn't because, you have a little bit of social anxiety. You don't know, blah, blah. For sure. I'm telling you, 20,000 people, LCA does about 18, right?
Yeah, about 18, 20.
So out of everyone there, I knew one human being that was going to be there. Did not talk to this motherfucker at all. I look over and he's right next to me.
What?
Really? All these people, I'm like, he got floor seats. That's another coincidence. He got there at the same time I did, apparently. Another coincidence. I look over, I'm like, this motherfucker's right here. I poke him, does not acknowledge me. Poke him again, does not acknowledge me. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's feeling a type of way. Yeah. I've been involved in some drama lately. So I was like, maybe he feels a type of way, which would be weird because he should be on my side. But he ignores me. And then about an hour later, he hits me so hard in the back to get my attention. Yeah. And then I'm already like in the vibe. I'm in the zone. He picked the worst time. Yeah. And he's like, hey, he's so excited to see me. He legitimately did not feel me hit him twice really hard.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't feel it. Or maybe he ignored it, thought it was a stranger.
Okay.
So he comes up and hugs me from behind. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how are you next to me out of everybody? But that was just a funny anecdote. It had nothing to do with the concert. It was incredible. Charlie ruled my life. She ruled my summer. I got the tattoo. Brett Summer has come to a close for me. So
Summer's over for you?
I'm finally admitting.
Oh, no.
I'm finally admitting summer is over. I fell in love with the summer. I fell in love with the season. Charlie XCX definitely curated a lot of events for me. And it all ended in the opening night of Sweat Tour. And I'm forever grateful. And I will wear the tattoo and remember this year for the rest of my life. Absolutely.
Summer of 2024.
And yes, and I did. I feel like from the outside perspective, if you don't know me that well, you're a close friend of mine, mm-hmm. So you know. From the outside perspective, you would probably think I had a pretty shitty summer. But the honest truth is I had a great summer. I launched this podcast, which took a lot of guts for me. And we talked about that before. And that was a huge thing. We've been talking about it for months before we did it. I launched the podcast. I did some other things I can't talk about in the podcast, but
it's been a lucrative summer.
It's been a good summer. I can't wait to tell you guys about it one day. I really do.
Maybe when we link up in person, because that's coming. If you want to link up with us, make sure you follow us on the socials because we will be linking up in person. You can hang out and get all the real juicy stories.
Will we, Jordan? Because I keep trying to do stuff, man.
We're doing stuff right now. You want to go to the bar right after this? Let's go.
We're going.
We're at the bar.
We're going. Yeah. Do you want to say anything before we go?
No.
I talked this whole
You're
time.
good, dude. You've been fucking killing it. What are you talking about? It's been great. You had a rough one coming into the studio. This awesome studio.
You're right.
You had a rough one. So
yeah, let's
for you to decompress.
Let's drop the curtain.
Have a holy water. Talk some spooky stuff.
Let's drop the curtain. I had a rough hour before this.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
It was a rough hour before we started shooting.
Hey, you had that one before too, and we
fought easily.
I had a rough hour before this, but we fought through it. We did the podcast. I'm super happy with it. It turned out pretty well.
And that's why we do stuff like this.
And I appreciate you guys. Hey, we got some deep talk. We had some fun talk.
I hope you guys are listening to the previous episodes too, because they've been great.
They've been good. And we're only going to get better. We're going to start doing better videos. We're going to start doing more posts. I have so much stuff clipped that hasn't came out yet. Really appreciate everybody. The numbers are going up. They're not going down. So that's really impressive for a podcast that doesn't get edited. We're just doing raw footage on the podcast, but
just hanging out.
Jordan, do you want to finish or no?
No. Thanks for listening again, man. I never finish. It's fine.
Together. That's true. That's true.
I never get to finish.
Even with
I appreciate you guys listening, man. Like I said, we put a lot of work middle of the week. So here we are, decompress a little bit. And if anybody wants to come on the podcast, all you got to do is hit our inbox. I mean, we may say no, but you're more than welcome to hit us up and talk about it. If we think we could shoot the shit with you, by all means, come on, hang out. And we might have a guest next week. Yeah,
I would love to have a guest next week. I got some good ideas. So we're gonna sign out, guys. Let me just do my reminder. If you're listening to this, I hope this inspires you. Because, me and Jordan don't necessarily hang out on a day-to-day. We have different lifestyles, but we make time to hang out, to link up. And so if you have a day off, you have 2 days off a week, hey, take 2 hours out of those 2 days off a week and go holler at your friend, if somebody you haven't seen in a while. Hey, even if you want to link up and play NBA Live or whatever you're doing, do that. You don't have to do a podcast. Just hang out, crack a brew and play a game.
Hang out and talk shit about your other friends. That's always fun.
That's always the best, but I love all my friends, so I would never do that. I just talk about Jordans. Jesus. Love
They're
you
not listening
guys.
Anyway.
Thanks for coming. We're linking up with us again. Bye.
We'll see you guys next week.
Jordan's going to